Good morning, I'm Carrie Davis. Nationwide rail strikes are underway for the second weekend in a row. Passengers have been urged to check before they travel after thousands of staff from the RMT union walked out this morning in the long-running dispute over pay, jobs and conditions. Anna Greary's at London at King's Cross Station for us, usually one of the country's busiest. Anna, what do people hoping to travel need to know?
Well, Carrie, as you can see here at King's Cross, as you say, usually one of the busiest, it is definitely quieter than usual, but services are continuing. This is a typical representation across the country, really. But the main thing people need to know is that if they are planning on using rail services today, then they definitely need to check before they travel. As the summer school holidays gets into full swing, there are 20,000 workers on strike across 14 train operators. In some areas, only half of services are running, in others, none at all. And that's as members of the RMT union are walking out in their row over pay, jobs, conditions and other issues.
Well, people are going to be disrupted today, but there's an awful lot of people who can be disrupted if the government's plans go through, because there won't be a ticket office left in the country. The railway will be completely distaffed and a hostile environment. We've seen what's happened in London Underground when they cut jobs on the stations. You end up with massive antisocial behaviour, accessibility issues for people that need support in travelling, and really just an uninviting and hostile environment, and we don't want that for our public services.
Well, a spokesperson for the Department for Transport says it has met with unions and facilitated an improved offer on pay and reform. Unions have rejected this. So picket lines will be in place across England today. There was one here from first thing this morning. Now, train services will be disrupted in the aftermath tomorrow morning too, and on Monday, and that marks the start of 2 more week-long overtime bans by train drivers from ASLEF as they begin their next industrial action over pay.
OK, Anna at London's King's Cross for us. Thank you very much. To the US now, and Donald Trump has insisted he will still run for the White House, even if he's convicted of some of the charges he faces. Sharing the stage with other Republican presidential hopefuls for the first time in Iowa, Mr. Trump seemed to have the support of the crowd. He told them he was the only candidate who can win next year's election and claimed that was the reason he was facing a raft of charges.
If I weren't running, I would have nobody coming after me. Or if I was losing by a lot, I would have nobody coming after me. They rigged the presidential election in 2020. We're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election of 2024. They used COVID to cheat.
Donald Trump is not running for president to make America great again. Donald Trump is not running for president to represent the people that voted for him in 2016 and 2020. Donald Trump is running to stay out of prison. And if we elect, listen, I know the truth is hard.
In Ukraine, 2 children were among a number of people injured after Russian missiles hit 2 buildings in the eastern city of Dnipro overnight. According to reports, the top floor of a large residential block was almost completely destroyed. The security services building was also targeted. Officials say both buildings were largely empty when the missiles hit. Ukrainian representatives will march through Liverpool later, joining thousands of LGBTQ+ people and their allies for Pride celebrations. Organisers believe the joint event with Kyiv follows on naturally from the city hosting the Eurovision Song Contest on behalf of Ukraine. And the pressure's on England's cricketers to set a match-winning total on day 3 of the 5th and final Ashes test. They're in a tight battle as they begin their second innings, just 12 runs behind Australia. The tourists will retain the Ashes after rain forced a draw in the 4th test. They lead the series 2-1. That's all from us for now. We'll be back at 1:15. Have a lovely morning.